Just a disclaimer, guys, before the video starts, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just giving my opinion on what I would do in any given situation. This is not financial advice. What's up, guys? This video is about how I set up my budget personally. Now, firstly, I want to say that everything I'm going to go through, or most of what I'm going to go through in this video, can be found in a book called The Barefoot Investor, written by a man called Scott Pape. He is an Australian, an award-winning Australian financial advisor. It's a really good book. It basically explains how to set up a budget, and it's fantastic. And if you can, or if you care, I recommend you get it. It's pretty good. So first, I'm going to start off with the 6 different bank accounts that I have. I have 6. It does sound like a lot, but they are all necessary. First one I have is called Daily Expenses. That one is simply for all of my expenses. Petrol, car registration, license, food, rent, everything comes out of that account. Gym membership, subscriptions, all of it, everything I budget for comes out of that account. The second account I have is called Splurge. That one is basically my spending money. So if I want to go out to the movies, or I want to go out for dinner, or I want to, go to a pub or something like that, all comes out of that Splurge account, my spendings account. The third account I have is called Fire Extinguisher. This will act as one of the savings accounts. Basically, it's for putting out financial fires, hence fire extinguisher. Any kind of debt, any credit card debt, if you have payments on your car or anything like that, comes out of fire extinguisher account. It is also for saving up for long-term stuff. So if you have no financial fires, you've got no debt, you're just cruising, would be fantastic. You would just keep putting money in there so you can save it up for, maybe a new car or something like that down the line. The fourth bank account that I have is called Investments. That one is exactly how it sounds. It's for putting money aside to invest in. So 50% of my paycheck into the investments account. Fifth account I have is called Smile. That one is essentially along the same lines as the Splurge account, except just over a longer period of time. It is spending money, but for, saving up for something. So if I want to go on a holiday at the end of the year, I'll put money aside to go on a holiday. Or if I want to save up just for, a new Xbox or a PS5 or something like that, you'd put money aside for a longer term saving for something to splurge on. Essentially, the idea is that it's something you buy stuff that makes you smile, hence Smile. And the sixth and final account is called Mojo. Now, this account is essentially my emergency fund. If something goes terribly wrong, I have that money there. Basically, it should be a rough amount of 2 to 3 months expenses. So if you lose your job, then you have that money there to keep you afloat. Or if you have to go to hospital and you got humongous hospital bills to pay, that emergency fund is there. It's just a safety net just to keep you in check. First thing I recommend everyone do is set up the emergency fund. Create a completely separate bank account, preferably with high interest. For example, Ubank have a I forget what it's called, savings something or other, has like a 5.5% interest rate, which is really good. Sign up for that, and pretty much as soon as you can, put 2 to 3 months worth of expenses in there. Pretty much do whatever you can. Put a whole bunch of your paycheck in every single time so you can build that safety net, at least initially. If you haven't already calculated how much your expenses are, you should do that. You should figure out how much your rent is, how much this is, how much food, how much everything is per fortnight or per month, or however often you get paid. But you know exactly how much you're spending on expenses, and then you can figure out how much then you can then save and put into other things. It will take time, but it will be beneficial in the end. Once you know exactly how much your expenses are, you can then calculate your 3 months worth of expenses from that. And you want to keep adding into this account over time. Obviously, the more that's in your emergency fund, the more you're protected from. So as you add more in there, worse things can happen to you and you will still be safe. Like if you lose your house and you have a whole bunch of money in there, you'll be fine. You can go and rent somewhere straight away. The next thing, or the thing that I do when every time I get paid, I move 50% of that paycheck into my investing account. I've explained that before. I invest 50% of my income straight away. It's the first thing I do. Second thing I do is I put $100 into my Splurge account, or my spendings account. Doesn't matter how much I get paid for that fortnight, it will always be $100. I can get paid 10 grand a fortnight, it will still be $100 in the spending account. Then the next step is to pay for the expenses, or leave enough money in your daily expenses account to obviously account for the expenses. It's pretty self-explanatory. Now, once you have those three things paid, the investment, splurge, and expenses, you then calculate how much is left over after that. Once you've done that and you have that number, you will then split it up into the remaining three accounts, which is the fire extinguisher account, Smile, and the Mojo, and you'll split it up by percentage, or that's how I split it up anyway. Biggest percentage of that leftover amount is fire extinguisher, because financial fires will come up. I have a little bit of debt that I have to pay off still. Get that out of the way as soon as you can, basically. Second biggest is Mojo. Once again, the bigger the safety net, the more you're protected from. And final amount is Smile, because as nice as going on a holiday is, it doesn't really benefit me. It might be nice to relax for a few weeks, but I'd rather put the money towards the safety net or into investing or something like that. And that's how I do my budget every single fortnight. I have a Excel spreadsheet where I just put my paycheck amount in there, and it just spits out all the numbers, all the digits, figures, everything, so I know exactly how much to transfer into each of my accounts. It just makes it super easy. I don't have to think about anything. It takes like 5 minutes and that's it. It's all done, which is really nice. Once again, I'm just going to say I recommend everyone get The Barefoot Investor. It is a really good book. It's a super easy read. You don't even really have to think about a whole lot, and it explains everything in detail. It offers you different banks that you should join, different ways that you should set things up in super detail for Australians. So it will work perfectly if you're an Australian, that is. Anyway, if you guys have any questions about business, finance, or self-development, send me a message. I'd love to chat about it. And see you in the next one. Take it easy.